Good afternoon, everyone. Super Bowl weekend is finally here, so we know what that means. The Patriots are going to cheat, and there's going to be a lot of ads. So, continuing off from what I was discussing last week about when to start marketing. So, the Super Bowl, obviously, it's arrived. They really didn't have to start marketing far in advance for it because it's the Super Bowl, so that weight carries itself. But last week, I talked about if you're marketing for homecoming week, when do you start marketing? Do you market 2 weeks before homecoming week or a month? So I want to kind of dissect and get more specific about that. So if you have 30 seconds of ad time during the Super Bowl, where do you put and allot out your 30 seconds of ad time? Do you do 10 in the beginning, 10 in the middle, or 10 at the end? So I kind of wanted to talk further on that and discuss and see what do you feel as if for a consumer, what will resonate for you the most. I know for me personally, the Tide commercial stuck. For Tide, they'd had maybe a 10-second commercial in the beginning, but it was so broad and so generic that I think Tide won the Super Bowl because Tide, they had a simple motto: if it's clean, it's got to be Tide. So I was really debating back and forth between Tide and Pringles because their concepts were so simple but yet so profound. Because for Pringles, they essentially created or launched a new product without having to make anything. They just implanted or incepted the thought into our mind like, oh, why don't we just stack Pringles? Instead of them going out and using overhead costs to create new flavors, they're just making us do a little more work by just stacking them. Genius. Love that. But with that, I do feel as if Tide still won it all because after that 10-second commercial, they had like four other little 5 or 6 second ones that were just like, oh, if it's clean, it's Tide. And then they'll just go away, which I thought was smooth as hell. So I got to give it to Tide. And as far as when to promote, I think Tide was highly effective. Because in the beginning, the excitement's high. So everyone wants to see the commercials. So I feel like to really make that opening blow in the beginning when all the other brands are was ideal. So Tide, they won that for that first movers advantage. And then coincidentally, their commercial was so simple, it was easy to resonate and easy to remember. It was easy to remember that hashtag. So when they just kept popping it up little times throughout, Tide, you're all I'm buying from now on.